Welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, one of our favorite guests to have on the show, of course, County Executive Steve Schuh. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start off the interview today with something fun. Healthy Anne Arundel Month. You've been doing some spots with your adorable cutie patootie nieces. Let's talk about them.
Yes, this month is Healthy Anne Arundel Month, and we're encouraging all of our citizens to be fit and focus on their health.
And you've been shooting these spots with your nieces. What are their names? Where do they go to school?
Alison and Katie. Alison just recently graduated from college and is on her way to a master's program to become a nurse practitioner.
Oh, that's amazing.
She'll be studying in Tennessee. She's very excited about that.
Great school.
And Katie's a junior in high school, so she's going to start thinking about college next year.
All right.
Very proud of them.
And they look like you guys had so much fun shooting these. These, of course, were done on the track. You guys had Jumprope Contest. You had a jumping contest. So it just looked like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. They pretty much beat me at everything, but that's the way it goes. They use their superpowers most of the time.
That's the cliffhanger, though. Will Steve be able to win? Can Steve beat them?
I believe.
We don't know the answer.
We don't know. We don't know.
Any tips you want to share with anybody out there about things you do to keep healthy?
Well, one of the things I think that should have come out of those videos is that it's easy to be fit. It doesn't have to be miserable and it doesn't have to be hard. But you have to work out a little bit. It can be taking a walk, it can be doing jumping jacks and push-ups, taking the stairs from time to time, that sort of thing. And of course, it's about eating right, watching your portions and eating the right foods. And as we all know, obesity is closely associated with a lot of medical problems like strokes and heart attacks and other ailments that can be avoided just by staying healthy and being fit.
Yeah, so make sure that you guys out there are participating in Healthy Anne Arundel Month and that you're sending in those healthy selfies.
Gotta send in a healthy selfie and win a prize.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get down to serious matters here. You have about 2 weeks left until you propose your second budget to the county council. Tell us a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes right now, and you know how is your day involved the budget process?
Well, the budget process is a very lengthy one. It begins in January with estimates about revenue, how much money we will have to work with. And then over the course of February, March, and into April, we meet individually with each and every department and office and receive their budget requests and discuss their priorities and their programs and which ones are working, which ones aren't. And then in the course of the past couple of weeks, we've been going through all those budget requests and fulfilling the ones we can, and unfortunately not fulfilling the ones we can't. There just is not enough money to meet everyone's wish list, of course. It's just like a household. We can't do everything everyone wants to. But we do the best we can to fulfill the most important priorities throughout county government and in the Board of Education. And I think that this budget is going to be pretty well received. I'm happy with how it's coming together.
So can you give us any scoops on what's going to be in it? Are there going to be any new taxes, anything like that?
Well, the budget is still very fluid. It won't be finalized till literally a day or two before it's presented to the county council in the beginning of May. But there are a few parameters that will not be violated under any circumstances. One of them is taxes. We will not be increasing any taxes. The fundamental objective of this administration with respect to fiscal policy is that we reduce taxes and fees wherever possible. We will also be certain that this budget is absolutely balanced. It will be the first perfectly balanced budget in many years in Anne Arundel County. That's a very high priority for us. We also are going to continue in our efforts to improve public safety because of the challenges we face from drugs and also gangs. And that does require significant investment to fight back, and we aim to do that. We're also looking very hard to increase compensation throughout county government and at the Board of Ed. Our employees work very, very hard and have had many years of suboptimal pay increases, or none at all in some years during the recession. And so we're trying to implement a series of steady and regular and reasonable and affordable pay increases for all of our valued employees.
Good stuff right there. Now, you recently attended a conference that was sponsored by the National Association of Counties.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your experience there.
It was a very interesting conference. It was held in Washington, D.C. It was attended by elected officials from various levels of government all over the country. County councilmen, mayors, county executives, representatives of every region of the country. And it was all to discuss heroin and opioids. And a couple things that came out of that conference, takeaways for me, included, number one, this problem is everywhere. It is not just in Arundel County, it's not just Maryland, it is every single solitary state, county, neighborhood, and town in this entire country. It is an epidemic of vast proportions. Secondly, it's getting worse everywhere, I'm sorry to say. It's not getting better. I think most jurisdictions around the country now have recognized the challenge and are taking some of the actions that we're taking here in Anne Arundel County to aggressively fight back. But right now, we're not winning. We're losing. It's getting worse. More people are dying this year than at any year in the history of this country from heroin. Third, some of the strategies people are attempting are not working. And that was one of the valuable parts of this conference. We were all able to share best practices, what policies and procedures are working and what's not. That will allow us to concentrate scarce resources on the things that are working best. I'm optimistic that we are getting the right policies into place, but we are going to be redoubling our efforts over the course of the next few months. I walked away from that conference recognizing that we need to reconvene our Heroin Action Task Force and look again at everything we're doing and step up our game.
And you're involved with the National Association of Counties on, is it a board for the heroin effort?
Yes.
That remains in place. So
yes, I'm part of a national board, and this was part of the, this was the first meeting of a national board of elected officials from all over the country that are highly focused on eradicating heroin in their jurisdictions.
It sounds like it was really productive. Some things that we are doing that are working, that continue to work, are a lot of team building, making sure that we have different efforts coming from different sanctions of the county coming together. We just have to refocus a bit.
Absolutely. The fundamental blueprint is in place. We know that heroin has to be attacked as a law enforcement priority because these dealers are peddling death to our citizens. And we have really good strategies in place. We are getting dealers off the streets and into jail where they belong. It is also a human services challenge, and every jurisdiction is now stepping up their service and treatment alternatives to help people get over their addictions. But most importantly, over the long run, it's about educating young people and citizens in general through every possible means, town halls, curriculum changes, anything we can think of to educate people on the dangers of these drugs and to make sure people don't get involved with them in the first place.
Very good. Well, we really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing these very important updates with us.
Well,
I'm sure we'll see you again soon. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.